She made the climb. A lot of these motherfuckers are just born in it.
Ah, you're saying that she hustled for it.
Yeah, at least she got there on her own.
Hey, what is it about people that were born in it, right? Like princes. And why do so many of them become like psychopaths?
I don't think
like throughout history.
Wait a minute. What do you mean? You say first generation becomes psychopaths?
Yeah, a lot of like Saddam Hussein's sons were some of the most evil people that have ever lived. They would do horrific shit. There's stories of them kidnapping women on their wedding day, like going to them, taking them from their husband, raping them, and feeding them to their dogs.
What?
That's horrendous.
Yes.
Like for real?
Yes.
Peak finish.
Yes.
Like, that's all that's
feeding
left.
them to their dogs.
Yeah. I think there's a sociopathy that develops, or sociopathy, however you say it, when you're so removed from any normal human interaction that you don't like ever
develop empathy.
You don't get to feel bad for people because no one shows you the bad shit. So there's no remorse to feel, I think. So you're just like, well, let's just push this as far as we can push it. This is a theory I just came up with. But I dare you to debunk it.
I think they get stuck in this idea. Like human beings have this thing where we other each other. You know, like if you're going to go to war with that group, even if it's like North versus South in America,
100%.
we can other each other.
Yeah.
And I think we could do that with anything.
Yeah.
I didn't know that happened with the kids. I thought the kids ended up being kind of weak.
No, I heard they were awful, but I don't
Not Saddam's kids. I'm just saying in general. I thought like the kids of successful people, it's hard for them
sometimes, but there's a few of those instances of evil kings, right? That's like Game of Thrones. Remember
Joffrey.
He was an evil king. Like there's a long history of young men who take over the throne from their father and they're just fucking evil.
Yeah.
Well, maybe they don't have the empathy because they didn't have to earn it. Like if you come from nothing, you have empathy for all the other people who have nothing. And those kids who come from everything, why would they even feel bad?
Also, the reality of violence was accelerated back then because people were doing sword fighting. You know, they were hitting each other with bows and arrows and hacking each other to death. And so it was happening, and probably like everybody saw it.
Right.
Like the amount of laws and rules that they had back when that shit was going on.
Yeah, you used to see death all the time. Like I think about that now. I've seen a dead body like 3 times in my life.
Yeah.
So if you...
Yeah, I mean, like my grandfather passed away, open casket, like that kind of thing. But like back in the day,
they all saw bodies.
Yeah, like you're confronted by life and death, bookended all the time.
You know when they talk about like people, the life expectancy, the average life expectancy used to be like 30 years old.
Yeah.
You know what a lot of that is? It's the babies would die.
Infant death.
It's like an average, right?
That was a big part of it. A big part of it was they used to have all these fertility rituals back then. They would do fertility rituals to try, like it was like important to make more people, and they would be worried that they would run out of people.
Oh yeah.
Isn't that wild?
So the fertility rituals are like the community coming around to make sure that you have a baby?
Well, there's just so much infant death that they're like, yo, let's have as many kids as possible because so many die, we might run out.
It could have been like that they had dances or myths or stuff like that. But that was there was a guy named John Marco Allegro who wrote a book called The Sacred Mushroom and the Cross.
I was literally told them today. I saw this thing yesterday with you. Okay, go on this. Well, Christianity is like a mushroom religion?
John Marco Allegro, he spent like just I think it was somewhere in the neighborhood of 14 years deciphering the Dead Sea Scrolls, and he was an ordained minister who
what are the Dead Sea Scrolls?
The Dead Sea Scrolls are the oldest version of the Bible I think that they've ever found is in Aramaic. I might be wrong about that, but it's an old version of the Bible that was written on animal skins and left in clay pots in Qumran. And so they found these fairly recently. Like, I think they found them in the 20th century or the 19th.
Yeah, 46, 47.
Okay, so it was the 20th century. And so then they started deciphering them. And this one guy, he was an ordained minister, but then as he became a scholar of ancient religions, he became agnostic. But he was still on the Dead Sea Scrolls Committee. So this guy is an expert in languages, and they're trying to decipher this language. And so his conclusion at the end of 14 years is that the entire cult of Christianity was really all about the consumption of psychedelic mushrooms and fertility rituals. And that the whole thing was a way to hide this knowledge in parables and stories. And that it was just passed down and translated over and over and over again and lost like a lot of its meaning along the way when people stopped participating in the rituals. But his belief was, and he was an expert in the origins of words, and he traced back the word Christ to an ancient Sumerian word that meant a mushroom covered in God's semen. Because they thought when it rained that it was God coming on the earth. Because that was how things would grow.
That actually makes sense.
So when
like if you have no science, we know nothing scientific.
Liquid
when
exactly.
it rains,
exactly.
and then all of a sudden things grow. That is life springing from the earth. Yeah. So it must be God coming on the earth.
Something fertile, right?
So here's where it gets more complicated. Mushrooms grow like that.
Oh,
okay.
So you could have no mushrooms, and you get out of your tent, and then there's mushrooms.
Yeah.
Like literally overnight, there could be mushrooms.
Yeah.
So they would eat these mushrooms and trip balls.
Yeah.
And mushrooms in low doses increase visual acuity. They make people hornier. They establish a more potent bond of community. It allows creativity that is linked to the development of language.
Can I interrupt you for 1 second? We have mushrooms here if you want.
Let's go.
Wait, do we really?
Yeah. I'm not doing no fun.
Don't be scared.
And for the record,
Let's fucking go.
the Dead Sea Scrolls, mostly in Hebrew, a little bit of Aramaic.
Mostly in Hebrew?
Yeah.
All right, guys, we're going to take a break for a second because I got to tell y'all about SeatGeek, man. I mean, if you didn't know already, SeatGeek is a ticketing app that makes buying tickets super simple. We've got the app on our phones, and it's by far and away the best way to buy tickets, man. Akash, can you bust that app out for me real quick? So basically, you can get tickets for goddamn near anything. Coldplay, if you want to see that. Justin Bieber, Grupo Firme, Paul McCartney, still alive. You know what I'm saying? So basically, they put the tickets from all over the internet into one place, okay? It makes buying things so simple, okay? From sports, concerts, festivals, comedy shows. You trying to see Akash sing on tour right now, you're going to have to get them tickets on SeatGeek, especially if it's sold out. SeatGeek wants to make sure that you're getting a good deal. So when you're on the app, look for the green dots. Green means good deal. Red means bad deal, okay? Don't worry, we've got the hookup. Use the code FLAGRANT for $20 off tickets at SeatGeek. That's $20 off your first purchase with the promo code FLAGRANT. Make sure you click the link in the description to download the app now. Let's get back to the show.
The Dead Sea Scrolls, the way they found out what pieces were, they had to do DNA tests.
Yeah.
They had to find out which cow the pieces came from.
Oh, wow.
And then they put all the pieces where the cow came from, and then they had to try to piece it together. It's wild shit.
I mean, that's insane.
And I've never read the Dead Sea Scrolls, but the people that read it say it's really fascinating.
If that's what it meant, would you be a Christian? Come on now.
I'm not joining any groups, man.
But
I don't
if
think
that's
that's
what
necessary.
it meant.
I think that's a real problem with people.
What do you
joining
mean?
Groups.
Talk to me.
Yeah, you join the Christians and all of a sudden the Baptists are your enemies. You know, you don't like Protestants anymore.
No.
You know, like that's what happened with the Catholics and the Protestants in Ireland. I mean, there's obviously a lot more to it, but you know, it was literally religion versus religion, killing each other.
When one group finds itself, they tolerate each other, and then they don't tolerate anyone else. It's
That's
a
the
real
other
fascinating
we're talking
thing.
about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean that's the history of humans.
Yeah, that's crazy. Do you subscribe to the high ape theory?
The higher, it's called a stoned ape theory.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
that's
stoned ape
that's
theory.
McKenna's idea. No,
I didn't do
that's
mushrooms.
it.
If I did mushrooms, I would know.
The best guy describing that is actually Terence McKenna's brother, Dennis. And Dennis is a real scientist, like a rock solid scientist. And the way he describes it, he explains why the theory has some merit. He never says that it's definitely what happened, but
What is
there's
the
a
theory for
mystery.
those of-
The mystery with the human brain size is that the human brain size doubled over a period of, I think it's like 2 million years, which is extraordinary.
Right.
They have no idea what happened.
Right.
And so there's a lot of theories.
I feel like my brain shrunk. I feel like it's half the fucking size it
I
used to
think
be.
I'm getting high.
Oh, you get a little
Supposed to
bit
take
high?
this long?
I don't know.
you gotta-
Yeah.
I'm feeling. Come on, bro. Tell us about these high ass apes.
Anyway,
I'm high as shit. Come on. Where's Miles,
the
bro? He
stoned
was
ape
there.
theory is the
Come on, Joe.
He's gone,
I thought
Joe.
we lost Miles, bro. But he's back. He's back. Everything's good. He was just covered by the monitor.
Andrew's hallucinating.
Yeah. It's okay. Let's go.
So that's the theory.
We missed the whole thing.
Yeah, I missed the whole
What's the theory,
No,
man?
no, you
The
missed
theory
it, bro.
is ancient primates
Yeah.
experimented with mushrooms, and they led to a rapid development in human brain size, which doubled over a period of 2 million years. So the human brain size doubled, and he thinks it coincides with the rainforests receding into grasslands, which would give to a lot of ungulates that would shit like cows. And then on those patties, they would find mushrooms. And they would try them out as a food source.
And you
because
kill cows
ancient
to eat,
primates.
Joe?
Well, that's the reason why I probably don't.
That's why Indians so smart, Joe.
Yeah, you can grow that shit in a lab, dummy. You don't need to fuck with shit. Why are you playing in shit?
We asked him that.
We have scientists now. You have a cell phone. You don't need
Eat
cow shit.
organic, Joe.
Oh yeah, okay.
God damn, dude.
You don't have to put pesticide in the lab.
Yes.
Organic just means no pesticide.
Wait, you only eat organic?
No, I eat whatever the fuck I want to eat.
Bro, he ate 6 burgers when we were out that one time.
Oh, yeah,
remember?
that is
One
true.
time I did.
Now you understand why we talk about food with you, Joe?
I like to eat.
We met you to get a hamburger.
Yeah.
You ate 3. And then there was one more on the table, and you just said, "This is nobody's, right?"
Because sometimes they leave them there. Because everybody's just ordering shit. We got like giant trays.
Yeah, you don't want to be wasteful.
I think that was a chicken sandwich too. If I'm gonna be honest.
No, the recall.
Recall, bro. Alpha brain.
This is what we think it is. I think you have insane recall, and you think that you're dumb, but your recall, like, are you one of the guys that you know exactly what happened in a round of a fight that you watched 10 years ago?
Not always. No, definitely not always.
Sometimes, though?
Sometimes I get it. Yeah, a lot of times.
That's pretty crazy.
Sometimes I get it wrong. Sometimes like, oh, I thought he did it that way. Like, oh,
Because you've heard athletes do this. Like Bill Russell could tell you every single play of every game
LeBron.
that he did. LeBron, they say, can do it. I don't know if I believe it.
That's interesting.
Sean McVay can do
Sean
it. He's a
McVay.
football
Sean
coach.
Of the Rams.
yeah, the
They'll-
coach
they'll
of the
quiz
Rams.
him
You know,
all
a
the
lot
time.
of fighters don't have that. you
Well,
know?
they
a
got
lot of fighters
knocked out
kind
of
of go.
them.
No.
Fog of war also, I assume.
No, even when they win, like sometimes they just get in a zone, and then before they know it, they've won. And then they'll watch it on camera and go, "Whoa, look at that!" Like almost like they don't remember what they did.
I assume if your life is on the line, that's everything is heightened, but you don't remember any of it. It's just I have to survive.
I don't think it's that as much as
Well, that was a
they're
fun time.
so focused on delivering shots. They're so focused on delivering shots that they're like in a trance.
But what about my theory, Joe?
Your theory's great for pussies.
Shut the fuck up. Eat some beef, right, Joe? Come on.
It's a really good theory.
Get the beef.
If you weren't talking about the toughest people in the world, maybe you're just scared theory would be great.
You don't think Akash would be a good fighter?
Oh,
You don't think
A
he's
lot of really
built?
smart guys are good fighters.
Say again?
A lot of really smart guys.
Oh,
are good fighters.
I didn't say
And
he
he's
was
a very smart dude.
I
I'm
have
sure
the
he'd be a good
worst
fighter.
recall, actually. The worst recall.
Do you?
Yeah, but you're smart, man.
I'd
You're
be
a smart
reading
guy.
shit and forgetting it in 30 seconds. Every time y'all ask me for something I talked about 2 weeks ago, I'm like, I don't know, man. That
But
was 2 weeks ago.
is
Get away
that
from
the
me.
case, or is it just that you don't give a fuck about what they were talking about? Like, if something matters to you, do you remember
I
it?
still forget. Dead ass, dude. I read about what every Hindu holiday means every year, and then I forget the next time it comes around.
But what if it's something like is important? Like, what if your wife is telling you something that happened? Like,
I wasn't listening in the first place. So what could you do, you know?
that's not
Well,
good.
you seem to have a commitment.
That's not good. Don't do that at home.
Seem to have a commitment to this ideology.
Come on, Mark. It's his fucking fault. He got me high. This chair goes back so far when you're high. Let me tell you.
Nice. You do have comfy choices.
But
in
this
the
one, because
furniture.
I'm all the way back here, like I'm trying to shoot me even. Like, come on,
Keanu,
Joe.
young Keanu right here.
It does make
Yo.
me feel like sitting here like more casual.
It's
than
more
like
casual. It's chill, bro.
Yeah, than
dude, we're
like an
hanging out.
office chair. I'm always in like these little fucking chairs that make you sit up like this.
Yeah, yeah.
But don't these hurt your back after
No,
like
no,
3
no,
you got
hours?
that pillow if you need it.
no,
Put
no.
that, prop that shit back here.
Get a little lumbar support if you need it. Cock.
Okay.
It hurts him sometimes. Come on.
Yo, you know your boy Cameron,
Yeah.
who's awesome, by the way.
Yeah, I love that.
Why does he carry the animal himself if he has a photographer?
Well, because the photographer doesn't carry animals for you.
Yeah, what the
But he
fuck
could.
was that question?
No.
You
It's
just take
one
an
guy.
animal carrier
No,
that also could take a
He's got
picture.
expensive cameras. He's not gonna throw a fucking bear
You know
on top
those are
of that.
completely different skill sets, right?
I don't
You
know.
know a good photographer.
Bro,
not
I love this guy's
That's an
Instagram.
artist. A photographer's an artist.
This is dumbass, dude.
No, I'm just saying I watch his shit all the time. He's my motivator. Like, I just love it. He got great music choices also.
You know what's interesting?
What is
He's
that?
on the New York Times bestseller list. And
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I don't know if I'm supposed to say this because it's kind of weird, but he should have the #1 book in nonfiction.
But why?
Based on the numbers. But they put him in self-help. instead, which is like, it's really weird. And
So-
he goes, he's number 8 in the New York Times on how-to books, but he outsold the #1 nonfiction book and the #1 audio book and didn't make either of those lists.
So you think they're hating on him?
I don't know. I mean, why would you? Like, it's maybe an idea.
New York Times, dude, liberals.
I know, but they shouldn't do that. It's so silly. It's like you have an idea of who that guy is. He's a super sweet guy.
Wait, what's the bad thing about him?
He's a
He
family
kills
man.
animals. Cucks hate that.
He's a bow hunter. He's a very manly bow hunter. But he's also an ultra marathon runner. He's
a savage. I want to go
He's
hunting.
a psycho.
I want to do
He's a psycho in the nicest way possible, meaning that like he's the type of dude that's like, how many miles are we running? 500. Well, guess I better pack a lunch. And he just can go.
Yeah.
He'll just go. If his body doesn't explode,
Yeah.
if he doesn't have a heart attack and die,
You guys
he's
met
gonna
him.
cross the finish line.
He came to the special.
The guy's a beast. You should go hunting with him. I think
want
you'd
to
enjoy
go
it.
hunting with
You
him.
can
I've
carry
never
the
been
animal.
hunting.
You can carry the animal.
I've never
for
been
him.
hunting
He'll
or
take
camping.
you. He'll take you.
Will we camp? Because I want to do
Yeah.
both.
You've
Yes.
never camped?
I've never gone camping. no.
Burning Man was his camping.
But that was inside an RV with air conditions.
Camping is amazing, but I recommend doing it where grizzly bears don't live.
Have you? Wait, what? Why?
Yeah, I don't think I would camp. I am not interested in being around grizzly bears.
You have a fear of grizzly bears.
Everyone should have a fear of grizzly bears.
What?
Because if there was only one grizzly bear and it was a myth, like if a grizzly
It's
bear
like a
didn't
Bigfoot.
exist,
Yeah.
but then it was in a movie, and there was this thing that's a 900-pound predatory wild dog
That runs
insane.
20
just
miles an
roams
hour.
through the woods. No fences.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No fences.
Yeah. Oh, you
Can
want to climb a tree and get away? You can climb trees.
break a moose's back. My friend watched through a scope. He was looking through like a long range scope.
Yeah.
He watched this bear as it was chasing him. Oh shit, it's chasing him, it's chasing him. The bear caught up to the moose and broke its back.
with a
Oh
slap.
shit.
Just bang! And the moose is fucked, slams against the side of this tree. The bear took down a fucking moose. Those are just running around.
Yeah,
and
it's
you're
insane.
gonna have a little cloth house that you sleep in.
But what if you scare them by yelling at them?
Well, you might scare them off.
You can juke
generally
'em, right?
speaking,
Yeah, I can
they're
juke 'em.
not going to want to kill you because you're
Right.
not a primary food source.
Right.
They focus on what they try to eat. They're trying to eat berries. They're trying to eat animals. They're trying to eat a lot of fawns and calves. That's what they want.